Blessings, Fierce Butterflies. It's Coach Renee. I'm back with another video. As always, thank you so much for stopping by the channel. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for some positive inspiration and some practical life advice, then you're in the right place. So just go ahead and click that subscribe button. For all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for being a part of the Fierce Butterfly Nation. I need all of you to make sure you click that bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. So today I'm doing a video that's a little bit different, right? So I follow this YouTuber. We also follow each other on Instagram as well. So I was watching Surviving Chronically video. She had came across a video of a chronic illness community tag, and she participated in it. And of course, I watched her video, and now I'm going to participate in it. And I'm also going to encourage anybody who comes across my video who deal with any type of chronic illness to also join in on the tag so we all can get to know one another and be an encouragement to one another and prayerfully inspire one another. So I'm excited to participate in this. I've shared my story once before. I think I shared it in the video titled Renee, girl, what's the video? Warning comes before destruction. Sorry about that. Warning comes before destruction. I'm going to go ahead and link that in the description below. I'm also going to link Surviving Chronically's video below so that you can check her out. I've watched her video and the videos that she tagged, and let me tell you, I don't want to mess up the names of these different type conditions. So that's why I'm going to encourage you to please click on the tag so you can hear the different conditions that we all go through, and hopefully we all educate ourselves a little bit more, right? Nothing wrong with a little bit more education. So that's what I plan on doing. When I had heard their stories, I'm like, I've never heard of this before. So it definitely has educated me. And so again, I don't want to mess up the names of these conditions, and that's why I'm going to encourage you all to click the link below and follow it from there. So they gave a list of 12 questions for us to answer, and that's what I'm going to do. So let's get into it. Okay. So the first question is, what are your diagnoses? Well, I have a few diagnoses, but it's one that sticks. And I say it sticks because I've gotten a second and third opinion, and they all say the same thing. The first time I was diagnosed in 2009, they diagnosed me with COPD, which stands for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, short for chronic lung disease. And I was also diagnosed with, hypersensitivity pneumonitis. That's crazy, right? And I was also diagnosed with another name. Again, I'm so bad with some of these pronunciations. I don't know if it's sarcoidosis, It's the disease that Bernie Mac was diagnosed with, and unfortunately he passed away from. I was also diagnosed with that. After the second and third opinion, like I said, the majority of the doctors said that it's COPD. Now, the thing about all of those diagnoses, it all comes back to one common denominator, and that's a chronic lung disease. So I don't really get caught up in the name, but just so that it can be on paperwork when they ask what is the diagnosis, I use the COPD, which again stands for chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Okay, so that's the first question. The second question is, does your chronic illness affect the way you dress? And I have to say, no, it does not affect the way I dress. What I deal with is an internal condition, so there are no signs or scars that, for whatever reason, I would try to cover up or anything. So, no, it does not affect the way I dress. The third question: has anyone ever tried to make chronic illness seem like a competition? I do run into people from time to time that look at you and say, well, you look like you're doing fine, and if you, honey, you want to talk about sick, you need to go through what I'm going through with this thing here. Listen, this is not a competition. I don't want what I have, and I don't want what you have, so let's just keep it moving. So unfortunately, yes. Okay, so number 4: do you have any pets that give you comfort when you're feeling ill? And that is yes. My sweet Toby. I have a few videos of him down there. I adopted Toby 2 years ago from the shelter. He was in horrible shape when he got him, but I just fell in love with his eyes when I looked at him in a weird kind of way. They kind of reminded me of my son, right? Anyway, he is something else. He is always trying to get my attention. He's spoiled. Sometimes he have me running around and we play with it. But yes, 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 my Toby, my Toby. Okay, number 5. What's something your illness affect that people wouldn't expect? Hugging. I'm a hugger by nature. I enjoy when I meet somebody or when I'm just communicating. I'm a touchy type of chick. You know what I'm saying? And especially when I greet, I like to greet with a hug. The problem with that is a person may have on a perfume or a cologne that will flare me up, you know? And what's even weirder about that is today you can have on a perfume or a cologne and it doesn't flare me up. But next week you can have on that same perfume or cologne and it'll flare me up. And what happens is I have to rush home, get those clothes off of me, take a shower, and pray that it doesn't go into a full-blown flare-up. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, so hugging, people will find that weird. I know, I got to do better than that because sometimes I know, like, Renee, no hugging today, boo. But I do it anyway. I gotta do better. Anyway, number 6: if you could change one thing about the world in relation to your illness, what would it be? Cleaning up these buildings. I got sick from working in a sick building. Mold, mildew, asbestos. In my perfect world, once a year, I would have 3 inspectors to go in. First one to check it, the second one to check behind him, and the third one to check behind the both of them. Because sadly, these buildings are up. They're running businesses out of there. They're making millions and millions of dollars. Oh, a butterfly just flew in front of my window. They're making millions and millions of dollars, and employees, such as myself, at a young age, 55, is now out on retirement disability. Of course, I've always had dreams of retiring, but not like this. So in my one thing I would change would be to tear down these sick buildings and rebuild from ground up and take care of your employees. Number 7: do you consider your chronic illness a disability? Yes, I do, because it does not allow me to do the things that I used to do and how often I used to do it. Sometimes when I'm not having a flare up, I'm able to get out and I'm able to get some things done. But again, even that limits me. But then there are times when that there's absolutely nothing I can do. Life Alliance organization, who I am a Donate Life ambassador, and I love volunteering with them. And just today I saw earlier on social media that they have a workshop going on today, but I'm still in recovery mode. Although I feel a whole lot better, it's still like 10% more that I have to go in order for me to feel like myself again. I had a busy weekend, which was Friday and Saturday. I was able to get to those events and enjoy myself, but I'm still a little short of breath and tired, fatigue, just a little. So I want to make sure I get myself all the way well. So, yes, I do consider it a disability because it stops me from doing the things that I would normally be able to do. Number 8, any funny chronic illness stories? Yeah, I have lots of them, but one thing, and I always find it funny for myself, and sometimes I laugh. People have no clue to where I'm laughing. For me, I love music, all kind of music. I don't care, country, gospel, pop, R&B, reggae. It's music. It has a beat. I love it. And another thing I really love doing is dancing. So when I hear a beat, you best believe I'm gonna move. But honey, sometimes I get out there on that floor. When I walk out there, I'm fine and I'm ready to cut a step or two. But baby, it doesn't last long. And I have to rush back to my seat and they be like, girl, what you stop dancing for? Baby, because if I wouldn't have stopped, you'd have been picking me up off that floor. So it's kind of that thing where if you don't laugh, you'll cry, right? So I choose to laugh in times like that. Number 9, when you're in flare, do you prefer to be alone or have company? Definitely be alone because I like to interact with people who I'm interacting with. And sometimes when I'm having a flare up, I'm short of breath, I'm fatigued, I'm just like, mm. And sometimes when people are sitting in front of you and they want to talk with you, and you're sitting there like, they can interpret that the wrong way. And sometimes I've been interpreted as, oh, she wasn't very nice, or she wasn't very friendly. She act like she didn't feel like being bothered. And it had nothing to do with that. I was experiencing a flare up, and those symptoms causes me to withdraw. So when I'm alone, I don't have to explain that, or I don't have to act like I have all the energy in the world and make myself worse just so that people will feel good in my presence, right? If that makes sense. So number 10, if you could say one thing to yourself when you first got ill, what would it be? Pay attention to the signs. Don't ignore the signs. If you feel in a certain way and you know that's not how you normally feel, go and check it out. If, with me, I was talking and I couldn't even complete a sentence without catching breath, and people would be like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" But I just kept like, "Oh, I'm picking up weight, or I'm getting older." I kept passing it off and passing it off. And I talked about it in that video that I'm going to attach to this video called Warning Comes Before Destruction. Pay attention to the signs. 2 more to go. Number 11, do you have any unexplained symptoms? I don't, because with the three diagnoses they gave me, I did research on all of them, and so if something new happened, I would refer back. Oh, I read that when I was reading about this one or that one or that one. So no, unexplained. I did my research and I can kind of pinpoint what's going on. The last question is there anything that cheers you up when you're feeling ill? Let me tell you, family, friends, nature. If I can just get to the water, and sometimes when I'm too sick, like last week, I couldn't go anywhere. I was on lockdown, but I was able at some points to get up and go out on my porch. And long as I see nature, be it hearing the birds chirp, watching them fly, watching the trees, watching the butterflies pop up here and there, as long as it's nature, it gives me it's like when I'm in nature, I hear God speak. And when I hear God speak, I feel like, not that it's going to be all right, but everything is all right. So, yeah, nature. Nature nature cheers me up. Family, friends, of course, my Toby, and nature. All those they have their own special way of cheering me up. So that's what those are my responses to the question of the chronic illness community tag. I hope I've said something to uplift and encourage someone. For anyone, and I like to say that in all of my videos where I talked about my flare-ups, if you have been diagnosed with any type of chronic illness, my prayers go out to you. So I just pray that you all be encouraged, and on those days when you get those flare-ups, listen, just hang on in there. Pray for God's strength to get through it. Pray for God's peace and comfort to surround you, because I like to tell people the great thing about flare-ups is that they don't last always. And so when I'm going through my flare-up, I have my husband here where I can vent and say how I'm feeling, and I may feel sorry for myself here or there. And again, his encouraging words, uh, they keep me. Hold on. See, Toby is now coming to stand in front of me. But looks like he wants to go out the door. But I'm done with the video anyway. So yeah, make sure you all click all the links that's going to be linked below. And until my next video, let's remember to always be good to ourselves, and let's be good to one another. Number one, we never know what someone else is going through, and number two, it makes the world a much happier place. So I love you all. Blessings, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah.